We got some brand new character posters for the upcoming Superman. Let's talk about it, as marketing is in full throttle right now, headed towards July 11th, which is interesting that these drop now, as we just recently got a report this past week that the budget for Superman is $225 million. That's right, you heard me right. An insider source for the movie says if this movie can make over $500 million, it'll certainly turn a profit, but thinks that in public opinion, this movie may need to make about $700 million. And I think he's probably about right. Maybe 750 million. I think if you can make a little bit more than the Man of Steel, I think we're certainly in a good range, but that sounds about right to me. We also got a brand new look at my boy Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner Green Lantern. The bowl cut still atrocious, but very comic accurate. Also a brand new look at his Green Lantern ring too. It looks pretty dope from here. In a recent interview, Nathan Fillion did talk about the idea that one of his inspirations for Guy Gardner was none other than the Golden Girls legend Estelle Getty, who wound up playing Sophia. Now look, if you grew up in the 80s or 90s or even on Golden Girls, if you know, you know. Estelle Getty as Sophia had no filter, and I certainly expect the same from Guy Gardner. Isabelle Merced is up next as Hawkgirl with a brand new image of her here, or as Isabelle would probably have you prefer to call her, Hawkgirl. Looking fantastic. The mace looks incredible in here. I love this mask. I know some people feel some type of way about it not being fully comic book accurate, but I love it. I honestly thought that we might get ourselves a sort of costume change by the end of this movie, but after seeing the Peacemaker 2 teaser trailer, I don't think that's necessarily the case. But the more and more that I see this Justice Gang and these costumes, or at least for Hawkgirl, it certainly continues to grow on. And I gotta say, Eddie Gatheji as Mr. Terrific is the one I'm most curious about, simply because we haven't gotten any sort of dialogue from him whatsoever. At least we've seen something from the other supporting characters from the Peacemaker trailer. From Mr. Terrific, nothing really. So I'm really fascinated to see what he brings to this movie, and a really cool new look at his T-spheres. Of course, we got the good old boy Krypto here. If you're a dog person like myself, you're definitely anticipating him in this movie, our very first live action Krypto. And last but not least, the fact that Alan Tudyk wind up getting the character poster in here as robot number 4 just shows me maybe how pivotal, how big of a role he actually might play in this movie. Overall, guys, great new looks, great new posters, great new images. When are the tickets gonna be on sale? That's really my next big question. I need to get my tickets immediately. I think this movie is gonna be huge. I personally think this movie is making $1 billion, if not definitely somewhere between the $750 million. But what about you guys? What do you guys think?